Hello there. This arrived because you are ready. Now let's find out why. We have Ra's radiance guidance coming through. At this time, allow positivity to fill your day. Take it one day at a time. Surround yourself with uplifting people and activities. Engage in hobbies that bring you joy and help you feel energized. This arrives because you are ready to take a lead in prioritizing yourself. And yes, you may have not even noticed that you had perhaps put your own positivity and joy or blessings maybe to the side to tend to responsibilities, but no more. No more. You're at the beginning journey here of lightening your own load. So, congratulations. Take a moment and see how far you really have come. And get ready for a time where you are embracing the inner majesty within. You're not feeling guilty about allowing yourself to be filled with uplifting people, activities, hobbies that bring you just pure joy. That's it. No agenda, nothing. Just something pure and honest. So this is your time to fill those daily blisses. Now let's continue and see what else. Thoughts, wisdom, guidance. Ooh, you're ready to receive a little bit more when it comes to a higher power or a higher guidance. So seek knowledge and understanding. Take time to research a topic of interest or learn a new skill. Use this new information to make informed decisions in your life. There's something about putting decisions at this time on hold until you receive all the necessary information. And that is partly tied in with putting yourself first, those enjoyable moments or just peaceful moments. And yes, you are in line with gravitating towards some type of clarity or confirmation or just that little bit more, knowledge that you need to give you that boost. This is some type of boost with this wisdom guidance. And don't be afraid to write things down as they come and then worry about it later. Just write it down and get it out of your mind and come back to it later. The ancient ones are telling you this. What do we have here? Sobers, resourcefulness and guidance. I'm not sure if I can see that clearly. Oh, Sobex. Sobers. Okay, well, this will sober you up, right? A time to feel alive. Okay, so this is Sobex. Resourcefulness, and guidance. Utilize your resources effectively. Okay, this is a point where you are noticing that you don't need to look any further to start with what you have. And yes, to make your resources as useful as possible. This is actually attracting more abundance to you, whether you realize this or not. And you're going to know this because there will be like an accumulation of things that just start adding up with how you are acting upon what you already have with a sense of gratitude. Yes, because that is part of alchemy with your soul. That's how the soul works and creates wonderful things in life as much as possible. Because there's something here about making the most of what you have, adapt to your circumstances, with ingenuity and practicality. Ooh, we have some earth sign and air sign coming through. And one particular fire sign in specific, I would say, would be Aries, but I'm just pointing that out. Take those zodiac signs how you want to. There's no need, Spirit says, to feel stopped at this point, because there's something about you just not feeling that you have to go to an extreme, right? Not to overdo it, overspend perhaps, just to use what you have. And more is coming, because this is also about you preserving something for the long term too, while initiating and activating some type of new experience. Okay, let's see what else. Very soon. Okay, and now this is making more sense too of why this had to arrive right now. You are clearing out a time where, yes, it wasn't easy. It was maybe very difficult, but very soon things are coming to light, including yourself. And I would also say that at that point, there's nothing that can get past you that can stop you from coming into more of your time to enjoy a new experience of fulfillment here. Okay, let's get a little bit more to with this very soon. This is a change that is coming. Imagination. Embrace and nourish the creative aspect of your mind. Very soon, it's going to be very clear what option or options are real, practical, tangible now. And that does not mean that maybe other dreams or goals, or maybe what we're still fantasizing, can't come true. However, there's something about taking a step today and end in this moment because you're ready. You're so ready. You're totally beyond some type of karmic cycle, right? That we all, not, it's not just you, we all go through karmic cycles. Or if it's not going through one, it was like having to endure being in one because you were surrounded by others that were still in their own vicious cycle. In the meantime, there's something creative here that you're meant to explore, that you're not meant to try to figure out all just quite yet. But what you're also going to witness is something that you've already visualized in the past become real, or become, a way where you can make it happen with practical steps. It's bringing the visions clearer and clearer, and then it moves into earthly motion here. You are releasing remnants of old past fear, or fears that were projected onto you. You're realizing that you're testing your resolve to live in the energy of love no matter what. And when we say love, that just means that you're in this place of loving yourself, to put yourself first. That means that you're just not going to get stopped by some type of old fear from a challenge that, yes, was real, that you did have to endure. You're getting out of something that felt not only mentally restrictive, but it's also been restrictive for the heart chakra area, which is love, compassion, creativity. And so that's the part that's already been cleared out. And what you're doing is staying in integrity of keeping it cleared by noticing something that may rise that is old. Fear is an wasted time energy if we allow it to take over too much. Now, fear does serve a purpose. However, right now it's imagined. It's imagined. Adversity. You accept the challenges that's the best way to learn. That's exactly what you've done. You've turned something already into wisdom. You're facing challenges right now head on in a way that allows some type of natural, successful outcome to unfold. Now, it doesn't mean that you back down, but accepting where we felt maybe blocked is now turning the key into this new phase. And another thing that Spirit and the ancestors and the universe wants you to know is that no matter what comes along, you are built to be able to handle adversity in a very genius, stealth-like manner. Connect to source. Go within to discover what needs to be done. Create the shift required to attract what you want. Right now, you're taking everything that's flooding in the conscious mind and the subconscious mind and putting it into something that makes sense. So take a little bit of time, if you haven't, to connect with yourself, with a higher power. That power is your lifeline. It is where you recharge and receive. Because there is something here that needs to be done. Let's get a little bit more too with connect to source. It's all about being in this place of accepting. May you receive what is as it comes. Receiving what you need as it comes. Even if at times the mind may go into fear mode, because the mind may trick you and tell you the stuff's not coming big enough and fast enough. Forget all that. Why don't you notice the progress you've already made? And I know you have, because you can't help but be proud of yourself. And I know it's silent proud, because it may be hard to share your blessings at times, because you can't help but stand out and be in the place of distinction. And that is on purpose. It's so the things that you're meant to have find you, recognize you, connect to source, and everything else happens because you are connected to source. This card just came pushing out here. So Bastet's joy guidance. Celebrate small victories. Oh my goodness, see, we were just talking about that. How far you've come. Even Bastet sees this too. So make sure you do take time to celebrate those small victories in your life. Take time to enjoy simple things, simple pleasures. You know, I think sometimes we can get so caught up in the bigger things, or we're noticing other people enjoying maybe bigger things, or whatever. Maybe not. But sometimes the mind again can trick us, right? The mind, that imagination. Anyhow, simple pleasures. So take time to enjoy simple pleasures and moments of happiness. Incorporate fun and playfulness into your daily routine. This is actually giving you a clue on how to utilize your resources and celebrate your small victories and have these enjoyable, simple pleasures all in one here, and you're attracting more. It's by doing this. This is the key here, is tending to this. This is where you are making yourself a priority. And it may feel a little uncomfortable because you haven't been used to it, or you haven't been used to it for a while, because now you're embarking on a new routine. Yes, and this routine is also distinct from others. So you just can't fit yourself into, what a lot of others may be doing or what we may think they're doing. Honesty. You are doing all you can, and actually you're doing the best you can. And I'm saying that because you really are doing the best you can in a world and what you've had to put up with. Now, it doesn't mean that we are perfect, right? But there is something about noticing that you can't always expect the truth from others, but you can expect it from yourself. And that is the truth. That's the truth that you're standing in. This is what gets others uncomfortable when they are not yet ready to shed some shadow or come to the light or face their darkness. And that's okay too, because as a soul, we can't judge that. We just have to observe and hopefully learn something from that. I mean, even when we do judge, it is what it is. But there is something here where, again, you have been holding to this truth, and it's not going unseen. But there is a situation where an adjustment has already unlocked because of what you no longer are in a loop of, or it's like looping around you, that karmic, energy, where others are just still weaving themselves into the same, it's like this, like the same situation. Maybe different place, different time, different season, but it seems to be the same situation. Because they can't see beyond their own limitations, or the ones that they have inherited, because they just don't know. But you come back to this place of love, making love a priority because it's an experience. You were born of love, so to deny oneself of love, which goes hand in hand with allowing yourself to be filled with positive things, positive people, that's an act of self-love, and it will and is and has been attracting good to you. You're committing and have been committing to this practice of compassion and understanding in the best way that you can. Commit to the practice of seeing the good in all things, even the bad things, perhaps. Because you're just in this place where you can recognize perhaps the negativity or the ugliness in life, but you don't have to be of it. You don't have to be filled with it. You don't have to even give a care about it, because you're caring about yourself. That's so important, because how you walk on this planet and transmit your energy is important. And it matters more than you realize. It matters to the ancient ones and to the heavens. They want you to feel ready to receive more love, more guidance, more acceptance, not where you feel, and this is how you know, when the mind and the head is going too far and trying to control your present moment and your heart. Because the moment you start stressing, the moment your mind starts to try to figure out too much, or even, I mean, think about this, even when you're thinking, maybe something, we could be hard on ourselves about the past. Your heart starts to disconnect in a sense, because it's just trying to protect itself. But that's not, and it's not to say that we don't shift gears in life and have to adjust in life. But you've already adjusted enough. You've already adjusted enough. And this is where Spirit is reminding you too, that you're at this place where you're allowing things to meet you. Speaking of patience, you're allowing things to meet you. And while you're allowing things to meet you, it's not always easy, because you're still noticing and seeing and witnessing adversity, but that's okay. I mean, there may be a sense of starting or being in some type of revolution, but take what resonates. This could be an independent revolution, right? So accept that everything happens in divine order, because you are in order with the divine. It's like you've been coded to know without knowing. Purpose. Oh my goodness. Encoded to know without knowing. You know what you're here to do. Even if it can be confusing at times, or even if you don't. Claim this. Own it. And then allow it to show you by accepting everything that you have now, and then allow all that it comes as it comes. And this means that there's things on its way that may have somewhat, maybe imperfections, but to you, that's so small. That's so small. That's how you know you've grown, because you're recognizing these things. These things are, and people are for you. You've had enough of feeling a sense of being maybe denied with something, right? But the moment you recognize something and block it, because you're standing in integrity here of the new adjustment, that's how you know you are already winning, because you're replacing it with insight and awareness. You're starting to recognize old fear. And this is a clue, because you'll see it as an old fear or an old stress or one that could have been projected onto you. You just know that you don't own it. You've evolved from it. You've become wise. You become smart or smarter. Perseverance. Things have been testing you, but know that you can do whatever you set your mind to, because your mind is already in tuned with what information it needs to get. Oops, excuse me. That's my computer making that loud noise. Your mind is already prepared to sift through information, as long as you don't get too overly focused, right, on maybe one particular thing, because there's something about just allowing things to complete itself, letting the information come in, because yes, you'll know whether or not you've got 100% of this information, or you're going to know if you've got 75%, and you're going to start to let other things to come in. But your perseverance for being a standout is going to pay off. In fact, let's get more about this perseverance and maybe the payoff here. There may be some type of maybe new or some type of investment or income coming, or a way to open up some type of benefit here for you. This is gonna get easier. May it be effortless. Wow, reaching that level of, ooh, you know, you get to be in a place of ease, being taken care of. That in itself is priceless. Let your mind be at ease. Let your mind show you how it looks to be at ease. Accept that your inner voice will always guide you correctly, because it's connected to the divine, and it's connected to a intelligence that goes beyond time, because it's very old, and it is trusted, and it is wise. You will always encounter wise counsel. You always will. You're never alone. And that time of loneliness is preparing you in a way where something has, or it will become very clear when it comes to what you need alone time for, because it has to do with your purpose. It has to do with preserving something. However, it doesn't mean you shut things out either. So you are never alone. There's a sense of feeling, or time to feel connected. Connectedness, sorry. And so know that you're not alone now. Even when you do feel alone, because Spirit knows that you've had to take on some type of challenge, maybe silently, or just yourself here. So let's get more of this loneliness for you. Surrender. I can release my need to control. Don't do something either if it's coming from a place of maybe, I don't like using the word desperation, but maybe, yeah, you know, we feel worried or alone, isolated, but that's the mind, right? So release the need to control. See, this is not something that you are having to take on anymore, the worry or the stress. Your life and your path is going to get easier. May it be effortless. This is your season and your time, your day, your message. Blend into the environment. Remain inconspicuous if you need to, because what you're doing right now is filling things out. Because not only did things shift, but your likes and your wants, your desires, your mannerisms are shifting and changing too. Blend into the environment. You have many skills and could fit into any situation. Take time to assess what is going on around you and adapt accordingly. Just adapt and blend. This is how you are working with your wisdom and with the spiritual realm and the divine order. Just understand that a mistake is only an opportunity to learn. And we may be hung up on a failure, you know, that could really put us in a place of feeling, are we going to fail again? Or maybe we get tired and we don't want to try, you know, whatever. But perhaps this failure had to happen in order to make your purpose more pronounced and strong. Let's get more about this failure here. Service. I feel good when I can help others. Just focus on what you feel good about doing. Fail or not fail, you can't help but just keep doing what it is that you are meant to share. And the antidote to feeling good is not to put that focus on and just kind of do what feels good. And anyway, just maybe being there for a neighbor or a family member, you know, however, it doesn't have to be anything strenuous or big, right? Just little acts of doing something for another, because this is the thing. Spirit's saying that you are already beyond an old limitation. This is why it just feels a little awkward and strange. You don't have to figure it out and laugh at yourself, because yes, it will feel a little awkward and strange, but you will figure it out. You're not alone on this journey. You're not alone on this journey of what's to come next. In fact, you will also create a sense of being timeless, because you will be in a place of experiencing new experiences instead of maybe what same old, even though that's not bad either. Persistent drive, see what you desire and move toward that goal. You know, there's something that I had written down a while ago I want to share with you before I finish reading this. Just take it if it resonates. The moment that you start to become aware of anxiety or worry, just start to recognize at that moment, in that moment, you fight it with what your greatest desire is in that moment. And then choose that. Just choose that, to hold that in your awareness. Use your intuition and instincts to guide you to the optimal outcome. This is right now you're just trying to figure out most likely what desire, what is next, what to focus on next. So let's see a little bit more about what to focus on next for you. Not living in the past, or how do I say this? There's something about focusing on what you've already learned from that mistake, or that preconceived, or I don't know if I'm saying that right. how you feel about something that maybe you made a mistake on here. Understand that everyone has their own unique path and challenges. Yeah, and that's another thing here. Sometimes we just gotta love them and leave them where people are at, even the challenges here. But what's next is an opportunity that is happening. Really, this is something that you might have thought may have, I don't know, gone away, but it's showing back up. Let's get a clue about this. It's something you're going to feel incredibly proud about. We have pride. I love myself and I see myself in everyone. There's a clue here because it's a moment when you really start to recognize being proud, but not in a way where it's off-putting, of course, but in a way where you actually know how far you really have come and how respected you really are and appreciated. And it's a moment you start to see yourself in others in some way too. It's like another chance, I would say, to have or claim something that is just, that is yours. It is yours. Health. I will honor the physical vessel that enshrines my soul. You're standing in this place of integrity and of alignment and doing the best that you can with what you have and coming back to your physical body, right? And moving with it instead of letting maybe the mind maybe take up too much, but just take what resonates. There's a period of feeling a lot more healthy, feeling more balanced here. Things that come to you that aid in your health, that help you heal, not only yourself, but what you do for others as well. Oh, that card just flipped over. Grief. I understand that losing something is an opportunity to appreciate it. This is where something has transmuted. There's an opportunity or something that may have gone away, but it's changing into a different form and coming back because you've learned, because you're not hung up in the grief of it. And that's another clue on timing. When you're really over that, and I'm not saying that you forget it, but where it doesn't feel like it's hooked you because you understand something so deep about it. There's so much insight with it. Anubis transformation guidance. We're just talking about that energy and changing forms here. What does this say? Embrace personal transformation. Identify areas where you wish. Okay, I can't. Though this is like really bad. Wish to grow and to set clear intentions for change. Take action. Wow. Okay, hold on. Let me see. Let's see if I can get it up to the camera. Maybe, perhaps that might help us. There we go. There we go. Okay. Embrace personal transformation. Identify areas where you wish to grow and set clear intentions for change. Take action. Actionable steps towards self-improvement and personal development. This is self-love. This is love. This right here, this is where the mind will tell you, oh, you're wasting time. Don't do that. Don't prioritize that, because you're used to something, maybe running on an old program. You're not on that old program. You changed the program. In fact, most likely you just weren't ever encoded with that program. Again, having to endure that. But this is where you have to be at ease with yourself and others, right? And understand, others have their own challenges. They don't know as much as you know or feel. Creativity. Your creativity is going to be blossoming and blooming if it's not already. It happens when you start to really put yourself first, right? Enjoying yourself, prioritizing love, self-care, and time to be creative, time to be happy, time to explore and to watch something bloom here. There's a sense of feeling something has come into full completion here. So let's get more with this creativity for you. Growth. I want to expand my consciousness and my awareness, watching it bloom. You're going to watch something bloom, and this is a clue. It's something that you nurtured or something that you tended to, you took care of it. And now it's like these fireworks in some way, putting all of that together, right? And they're waiting for the right moment and then finally getting to light it and watch it, right? But you don't have to work. This is part of effortless. Somebody else is lighting it for you. You get to watch it grow, bloom. A fantastic job, or fantastic job well done. All right, Spirit says that is it. But before we end the reading, I want to find out something here. Speaking of this message and this reading arriving for you, let's find out what blessing arrives also when you're ready. A blessing that arrives when you're ready, because you are ready. Over some type of regret, knowing that you cannot change the past. So that's a clue. You don't want to change the past. Somehow, some way, something that felt like a failure, a mistake, a regret has transformed into wisdom. It no longer feels regretful. Look at that success. Know that there is no greater goal than to love. So there's two things going on here. There's getting what you need when you need it. This is a clue. It's like something about not, it doesn't come like all flooding in all at once. It's coming in when you need it. But there's also this emotional exchange and receiving something that feels unfamiliar because it's time to express these codes that you're encoded with. It's the time that it's blooming. It's active. You're accepting responsibility for your own well-being. I know it says the word blame, but this is about taking action, right? So it's like where maybe others blamed you too, or where you felt blame, somehow you're impenetrable to this. It doesn't even bother you because somehow, some way you're eradicating some type of guiltiness. You're not feeling guilty anymore. You're being unapologetic, whether we feel like someone might be blaming something or not. It doesn't matter, because remember here, you can't always expect truth from others, but you can expect it from yourself. Now, I just want to find out how Spirit is helping you currently right now that you need to be aware of. Look at that. Spirit is helping you rid any remnants of guilt, anything that makes you feel that you have to justify for putting yourself first, for putting your goals, your dreams, your visions, or whatever it is, your self-care, releasing, and even things that have to do with some feeling a little loss or a lack of someone. that no longer assist in your soul's growth. Spirit is helping you be in this place of gratitude, noticing things. This is another clue. The moment you start noticing things right now that are coming to for this life and the opportunity, excuse me. I'm thankful for this life and the opportunities that it presents, because you're going to be getting presents. This is Six of Pentacles. This is receiving what you need to give. Having your needs met with ease. Not the way that you've been noticing, or the ways that maybe you were born into where it's been too hard. Doesn't mean it always has to be that way. Now, I hope that this was helpful for you. Love and light. Take care.